Go for it. Blackadder Beach.
Cut.
Sick. What? Oh.
This is a J2 line.
Just
Sorry.
checking his script.
Alright, camera ready, audio ready. Start position. Alright, running up. And action.
Hello there, I am Matt and I am the director of this production. Well, basically, I get hired by the executive producer and they hand me like the concept of the film or show or anything at all really, just the concept look of it, and they hand me the keys basically and say, okay, it's over to you now, and I basically organize and come with all the creative aspects and visions, basically leading the whole production basically. I'd say I would work mostly with like the script editors for if I think we should take a line out or change a line entirely.
You look like a parrot is crashing into an oil painting, Percy.
Or I'd say maybe the cinematographer to get the perfect angles and camera angles for the shots. And of course the actors themselves. I basically direct their actions. Well, I'd also do that with the choreographer as well. And overall just tell them how to make up the scene and how the line should be said, basically. The two films we chose to do were Once Upon a Time and Blackadder, because I thought it would be interesting to have a contrast between comedy and action. Once Upon a Time being the action and Blackadder being the comedy one. And yeah, they were very enjoyable productions to work on, very different scenarios and whatnot. And we did have to change certain aspects of Blackadder slightly. Basically, since we didn't really have much in the way of costuming from that period, which was Tudor, we basically we chose to modernize it more. So we got one of the actors to wear something you normally see someone wearing from 21st century modeling. It's a bit suits just to suit what we're doing, really. How dare you?
Running. Oh wait, we are recording. Running up.
Hi, I'm Cameron, and I'm the camera operator for various productions with the crew I'm working with. And my job is to basically film the angles that I'm told to film. And if I don't do it right, then I have to keep doing it over and over and over again until it's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Cinematographer. Yeah, so I work closely with the director, the cinematographer, and other people like the actors, I need to make sure they are hitting their marks in the right positions.
Just do your last line, Matt. Okay, never mind. We got... No, wait. We are filming. I was going to get Matt to do his last line, and then you walk in. Jonathan?
Edmund, come quickly, the Queen wants to see you. I need to make sure the view mic is off camera. I've been working on a couple of films recently. Once Upon a Time, and Blackadder, and yeah, you just do what you're told, really. That's it.
More like a crocodile. Oh, fuck. I've got the money's in my pocket.
Good.
Hello, my name is Peter, and I'm the props master. And basically what my role entails is just looking after all the props that are decided for the scene, finding any props that need to be used. If people say they need a sword for a scene, find a sword somewhere, and then make sure it's kept safe, kept away, and doesn't get lost, it's in the right area, so that it's easy just to be found and to be used, and then put away in a safe spot. So, for example, I was the one that had to find swords for our Once Upon a Time sword fighting team. So, looked around, found swords. Originally, we used a fencing sword and a typical knight sword, but due to the choreography that we used, we had to switch up, because you bash the fencing sword with a normal sword. Fencing sword is probably going to break. So, but luckily enough, we had fencing swords, loads of them, so we took 2 fencing swords and then they went at it. So yeah, prop master basically just got to look after the props, find the props, keep them safe, and don't lose any of them.
Hello, my name is Cory, Grafer, and I am a choreographer. And I am definitely not also the director. Basically, I just come up with dance routines or any other form of routine in a film or show. It could be anything: sword choreography, fight choreography, just running across screen, just dancing, anything really you can think of. And that's pretty much it. I just come up with routines for the scene or act. I had to do some sword choreography with the actors for our action genre film we did Once Upon a Time, and a fight scene between Captain Hook and Rumpelstiltskin. First ran it through with another choreographer who had experience with sword fighting. Just they learned the routine, well, not the routine at first, but how to block or defend and whatnot. And then gradually, after watching through the scene, we came up with like our own version of the fight. Yeah, still in a similar scenario and situation, and yeah.
Please let me finish. What's in the name of all that's holy? That's all shadow. Nothing really good.
Hi, I'm Lauren Scott, and I'm a location scout for this company. Yeah, so what I do is I go out and I'm looking for particular venues to film various scenes from each of the productions that we're working on. Quite recently I was asked to find a nice scene for Once Upon a Time, and looking for something quite rustic, old-looking. I've come across this monastery, and I was like, yeah, it's perfect for the film. So I let the production know, and they're like, yeah, this is great. We're gonna use this. So I got it all sorted out, and yeah, production went ahead. Pretty smooth job. I like to look at a number of locations. I found in Gloucester recently, I found a nice little theatre, rarely used, and I thought, yeah, we could use this for working on productions of Blackadder and so forth. So, yeah, I had a little word with the theatre manager, and it's all set up. So, yeah, I work mostly with the producer, and I have a manager as well, and then we go out, we find locations, and we sort it all out for everyone else. That's all I got to say on the matter.
Hello, my name is Clarence. I am the costume designer. Basically, what I do is I look for the costumes, find costumes, make costumes as necessary for the actors and what parts they are playing. For example, if it's an Elizabethan thing, I'd find some Tudor-type clothes, like what we originally were going to do for Blackadder. But due to time restraints and not having the appropriate costumes, we had to switch it up a little bit and jump eras and find costumes that were relatable to said eras, which is why it looks more perfect and good for us. I also had to find appropriate outfits that showed the difference between the Hook and Rumpel for Once Upon a Time, making sure that Rumpel looks more sinister and that Hook does look like a pirate and not just some typical one you've seen in a book or something, like an actual pirate.
And cut.
Hello, I am Simon, the cinematographer. So, I'm basically in charge of all the camera and lighting crew, and while following the director's vision and his ideas of the film or story, I try and find the best camera angles or shots to film from. Let me think of an example. There have been a lot of tracking shots or shots from down low or up high. For instance, in Once Upon a Time, when doing the duel, there are a lot of wide shots and and when doing Blackadder, a lot of shots where it would be tracking us walking away or something like that. And also look out for the colour or lighting that should be involved in it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
It's my new turn.
To another parrot, perhaps?
Oh, I messed up.
Oh no, we're interviewing you. You don't need. You're not on.
Oh.
Yeah. Sit down. You don't need that.
Thank you.
There you go.
Oh, yes. I'm Boris, the boom mic wrangler. Yes, my job is to ensure that the actors' voices are audible during the recording of the productions. I work closely with camera and sound and the director to ensure that the correct audio is being picked up and is transmissible at all times, and the editor will also check this to make sure the audio has been picked up.
The audio has been picked up.
My main responsibility outside of that is to ensure that I am not in the shot. And if I am, I get punished, I get turned off, and it can potentially cost a lot of money on the film. You get a lot of amateurs in this business who have no awareness whatsoever of the position of the mic during production, and quite often you can see it on the screen. It's like, God damn, who am I working with here? Amateurs. Anyway, that's my job. Obviously I'm having a go because I get turned off all the time. So, where's my boom?
There you go.
Thank you.
That was on camera. Do we want it? Oh wait, this is ×2 on that. Zoom out, ×1. Right. We got Matt as Captain Hook, Riley as the Dark One, Jonathan as cameraman. I said the Dark One. Alright. Here we have an exclusive interview with Mathew, Riley, Tinton, and Jonathan Burns. You are the lead actors of the recreation of the Blackadder script, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
So tell us a bit, like, how was it on set, being your roles?
I had a ton of fun really as Blackadder.
Yeah, I have to agree. It was a lot of fun. Definitely something to do, new to do. A bit of comedy, you know, a bit of way to brighten everyone up, entertain people as we like to do.
Yeah, just playing the dark role, just going along with it, and just make each other laugh as much as the audience.
I've always enjoyed watching the series, and particularly the episode we did.
So what was your favourites and, like, least favourites part of the role?
I think for me there was a lot of like repetition, especially when having to count all the beans each time, but also like kind of change the way I say it as well, and also since the director and the scriptwriters had to change the script, we had to kind of learn an entirely different style.
Yes, we heard that you did have a bit of trouble with the script.
Yes. To you, Baldrick, were they sort of just something to... No?
Fantastic.
No?
Oh, for crying out loud. Sorry, Jonathan, this is going to take a while.
Sorry.
He's checking his script.
Where were we?
What about Riley?
I'd say for me it was keep forgetting to say the word for. You know, there's a couple of times where we would shoot and I'd just say some beans and some beans is bean, and then I'd have said the word for by now, and then we have to backtrack and redo it.
Percy's attire. Percy. Baldrick.
Some beans and some beans is 4 beans.
What? Oh.
I mean, there's also obviously have to learn the new script. After learning the old one, have to redo it. Can't be fun at times, but you know, we got through it. We did it. We made it up, make it work. Yeah.
Jonathan?
Yeah, I just feel really I was just making a little bit of a cameo in this particular scene. But there's some challenges hitting the marks, for example, so it can be a challenge to hit your marks. It's part of acting, and that's what we get paid for. The better we are at doing that, the more we get paid. So.
And Matt and Riley, you were also part of another production.
Yeah, definitely had a different tone to it. Where obviously Blackadder's comedy, and then once upon a time we're like fighting action. You know, you're trying to offend woman. You know, fighting over a woman.
Yes.
You know. It's very different to what it is where she's just talking about tire and
Yeah.
You know.
A very different contrast between comedies. Not if the tone is a lot more serious and has a wee bit more meaning involved.
Yeah.
That one. Also, it was our first time actually doing some choreography.
It's your first time?
Fun doing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We also
I thought you were really good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And also we have to make sure, we made sure everything was the same, and we've got to keep continuity to all our actions throughout everything we did. had to make sure, certain moves were the same, how we did, and where we was,
And
so it didn't look choppy.
not getting distracted by onlookers.
Background.
Yeah.
interference.
So how did filming outside differ from filming inside, or how did filming on a set different from, say, a theatre production?
With like screen acting, you have to know where you're heading to. So if there's like a spot where you're heading to, you have to make sure it's there. Whereas in theatre, you could literally go anywhere you want, and you have to pretty much face the audience all the time. Whereas with filming, the camera's the audience, so you can sort of. I say it's a bit more.
It's a lot more open in
Yeah.
filming on film sets than it is with theatre, because obviously backstage while you're in theatre, you haven't got too much room to move. Obviously, it's all comes down. You've got to whisper. I mean, yes, you have to whisper obviously on the film set, but you've got a lot of space to move around to get to the departments that you need to. You don't have to panic too much. So
Also, when working outside, you don't have a lot of control over the audience aspect.
Jen.
Wait a minute.
Which punch you would rather see?
Ready? No, yeah.
Connor?
Stop.
Wait. No, get in position. Get ready. Fire body.
Yeah.
Oh, that worked without Connor in the background.
Close one.
Come over here. We're on our break now. Waiting for people to disperse. Well, technically, the people you're filming over there, so as long as they are quiet.
Alright. Well, that's one last people anyway. So.
Yeah. You need the sword. Alright.
And the weather.
Oh, yeah.
and then obviously you have to take in the sound, the light as well. Whereas if you're in a theatre, that can be controlled. That obviously, sound levels can be shorter than you get lighting where you want, but outside, if the sun's out, the sun's out, you can't really tell it to go away.
Yeah. Although green screen studios are entirely different thing.
We get
You
that
have
too.
to imagine everything being there. So if there's a sunset or sunrise, you have to act as if you're actually seeing one. Or,
It's very imagination based.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you for your time,
Thank you.
and we hope the productions go well,
Thank you.
and they are shown at the end of the year.
Pick it up, dairy, and let's begin.
There's no need.
Does?
Good. What's it want?
Really?
Don't even think about trying to escape, because I will gut your entire crew, like in a fish.
Right, Bodrick. Let's try again, shall we?
You're like a parachute crashing into an oil painting first.
So how many are there?
3.
What?
And that one.
What in the name of all that's holy are you wearing?
I think it makes me look rather sexy.
You're a sad lapple fellow, aren't you, Percy?
4.
What?
Some beans and some beans is 4 beans.
Right, that's it. I give up. I will see the Queen.